What was inspiring about the sand, this is the first time I've ever seen the sand, when we were working on the project, it was all digital, and so I was like trolling around, to use a Polaroid term, around the digital archives, and then found these sand samples and was really interested, and then saw who'd collected them, and it was a poet called Ivor Treby, who was around until 2012, I think, and was a gay literary activist and extremely well travelled, and he collected sand samples wherever he went, and so this box kind of represents his life's travels, and actually it's like quite moving, weird as an object, reading all the places he went, and he had particular collecting interests, I think. So for me, there's a kind of queerness to the way he collected. Some places he collected were like Roman bathhouses, and I think he was interested in the potential like queer subtexts of places like that, maybe centurions kind of, locking eyes across the steam and things. And also he would collect sand from quite unassuming places. So not only the kind of queer subtext in sexuality, but also queering the conventions of a museum in a way, or his own museum, by collecting some aggregate from a flower bed or a place on a hotel he stayed in. There's a sort of, an invitation to poetry about the kind of granularity of this sand that is one of the remnants of his life. So it's not his literal ashes, but it is a form, in a way, of ashes of his travels and where he went and what he was interested in. Misc, recent plant and mollusk debris, biotite, sparse light brown cleavage plates, subangular pebble, mick mineralogy corresponds with the granite rock of Machu Picchu. Weakly cemented soil-like clumps could indicate the material sampled is not in situ. Dear Ivor, let's imagine a ritual. The Andeans make a land payment offering to Pachamama, Mother Earth. The internet says Andean shamans are sometimes called vegetalistas, or just maestros of plant lore. To pay Pachamama, you wrap up offerings of chicha liquor, coca leaves, alpaca meat, potato. Then the maestro would burn them, send their smoke to the mountains, asking, "Please, please." But we're not maestros, you and I, are we? I've never even seen your sand, your face, communing over time and space through a spreadsheet of what's been chucked away. And I notice, Ivor, the mistrust of your soil-like clumps, a phrase I'm trying not to giggle at, something flushed. Were you ever even there, Ivor, at the altar of the Earth Spirit? Were we ever even here, in these suspicious records, these wary documents? Here's what we'll do, Ivor. We'll magic this sand back from wherever it went, unmixed and extracted, subtracted exactly the specific particulate blend of each unique sand sample. Every file filed again. Strata of this spreadsheet like a tacky holiday souvenir layered behind this glass screen. We'll stack them all up, Ivor, an earthy rainbow remade. Then we'll raise it up overhead and smash it right in the middle of the internet. We'll be biotite and subangular pebbles. We'll be plant and mollusk debris. We'll clump in the corners of databases and servers, appeasing Pachamama together, you and me, and all the other rejects in files and test tubes. I'll join you in the sandstorm of language in the ground. For me, being part of this project has given me the opportunity to deepen my interest in museums and collecting, and what's in a museum, what's not in a museum, the stories that objects tell. And this particular object was such a great invitation to do so. because it's a record of one person's life, but it's also an invitation to find out about Ivor Treby and what he represented and the things that he lived through, and to be connected with the other artists who are making work and see the different directions that this kind of poem in objects, as I like to think of it, you know, as a museum, the different directions that everyone went in with their explorations too.